Hello all, hello and welcome to another midnight cruise. I've just finished my late shift and it's not quite 12 o'clock yet, but it's after 11. So I'm going to, if you've seen my midnight cruises before on my YouTube channel, you'll know what sort of things, where I cruise around at midnight. You'll know what it's kind of like the theme of it. If you haven't seen it before, I just basically go down Dundee streets after midnight, show you the streets, what they're like, well, not derelict, but quiet, eerie. I'll go down some of the eerie alleys and some of the dark paths and that. Places you probably, places most people probably wouldn't get out of their bed at this time of night to go and adventure. So I'll do it for you. It's some of the places that you wouldn't probably desire to go down, and you might wonder what it's like, so I'll do it and you could just watch it in the comfort of wherever you choose to watch this, where you choose to watch my video. So I've actually got my head torch with this in case I go down places where it's kind of dark, really dark. I've got my camcorder with the infrared camera setting on it. I've got my dash cam so you can see some of the driving footage as well, just see some of the streets as I'm cruising around in the car. And I've got my ordinary phone on my camera phone for recording. So I'll compile it all up. I'll try and get something, compile it up whatever way I'm going to compile it up. I'm not quite sure how I'll do it, but yeah, so it's Dundee streets. I'll show you some of just how it's lit up. I'll maybe go up one of the tall car parks, and get the camera footage from there, show you the city lights, do the Tay Bridge, bright car. So I'll see, I'll just make it up as I go along. I've not got a set plan, so I'll just see how I feel, where I decide to go. Like, I've come kind of prepared anyway. I've got my head torch, it's on charge at the moment. I've got my infrared camcorder, got the dash cam, I'll set that up, and I've got this one. Right, so I'm not quite sure where I'll go first. Possibly go up. I'll have a think, you'll find out. Just stay tuned and see where I take you. Okay. Right, so I've got myself driven up to the top of the Dundee Olympia Centre car park, the Olympia Leisure Centre car park. It's at East Whale Lane, or East Market Gate. So I'm right on the top level, and this is a view looking towards the east half of the Dundee city. As you can tell, it's really quiet. Normally during the day when it's busy, that road is definitely low with traffic, and this Gallagher Retail Park is just jumping with cars, people. It's busy. And that's me at work, just there at the bus depot. And there's the bus, just another one of my fellow buses just making their way back to the depot after their last run. That was an earlier finish, so that's looking over to the east, and that's the oil rigs over there. Got the Tay Road Bridge in that direction, just there, that big long line of lights is the Tay Road Bridge. Now I'm looking up towards the northern part of the city, looking over to the west area. That's Hilltown Multies, Maxwell Court, etc. Make my way over here. No doubt the cameras will be watching what I'm doing. Suspicious car I drove the top floor. There's nobody else around up here. So that's good, because I'll do it. Save you had trouble having to do this. I'll do all the legwork. So I was looking over, there was a city centre. The big wheel is over there, that's a visitor attraction. It comes every, well, I was here this time last year, so it's like an annual thing, big sightseeing wheel. So I'm going to look over this way now. I'll pause this a minute. So that's looking over to the south, the River Tay. Again, you get the Tay Road Bridge. Your Vauxhall, Arnold Clark, etc. down there. Looking over towards the docks in that direction. It's the big Apex Hotel. So I'll go over to the other bit. I'll pause it and maybe be there. So it is a 24-hour car park. Charges are from 8 in the morning till 6 at night. After that it's free, but you still need to get a ticket in order to get back out again. So, but you don't have to pay for it. Like, charges are only from 8 till 6. There's Olympia Centre, swimming, and Olympia Leisure Centre. You see part of it there. So that's just looking, this is a little bit closer to the Olympia Centre. So a good thing about this is that it's really quiet and I could tour around without any traffic. Basically got all the place to myself. That's why I like it so much. Sometimes it's really good. It's just, the roads are quiet. Streets are quiet. I mean, I don't like it permanently like that, obviously, but when I'm unwinding after a shift, it's handy to have these moments where I've got, you know, I've always liked to be out late and that, especially when I was a really young kid, when I had to go to bed early for school. Hated it. I always liked to sit up late and be out and about. But you just get really tired, that's the thing. It makes you want to go to bed. Now I'm looking over here, this is something fairly new. I'd have to show you during the day, but I think that's solar panels. They weren't there before. So a lot of this upper level in the car park's been, or this section here's been made into solar panels. I never knew that, never noticed that before. You won't see it very clearly in here obviously, but I'll have a look at that again later. Right, so I've got myself into the car. Right, so I've had a wee look about the top of the Olympia car park where I'm parked just now. So I'm going to make my way down and I'm going to go to over in that East Dock Street direction. There's a lane. I just want to get used to this head torch actually. It's a dark lane, so I've got a reason to wear it now. Right, so I'll make my way there. Okay, see you in a bit. Actually, before I leave the car park, what I've done is I've shone the car headlights over towards these solar panels. I just want to have another look at them. So I've got, I'm just going to... See, I never noticed that before, that's just been put there recently. I'll have another look at them during the daylight sometime. Right, so I'm going to head off to the next place. Right, my next place, midnight adventure, is down Rudy Yards Road. It's a derelict, it's a road that's hardly used, I've kind of forgotten about. Looks quite eerie, quite rough, it's all overgrown and everything. So I've got an excuse now to use my head torch. So I'll get that on, I'll go down there. So Rudy Yards Road, it's just off of Broughty Ferry Road. It's right next to the old, well, where the old Tay Hotel was. So, Rudy Yards Road. Turn it around, I'll show you what it looks like from where I'm parked. Right, so, it's now 20 to midnight. So that's Broughty Ferry Road. That used to be the old Tay Hotel. Oh gosh, I heard something already. What was that? I got something down at the docks. What a fright. So this is where I'm heading down. That's machinery at the docks I heard. Alright, flag I got. So I'm going away to venture off down there. I've got my head torch, so I thought it would be, that's not too bad. It's a wee bit brighter. Right, so I'll give us a minute, I'll go and lock up my car. I'll go down there and see if I get out alive. Right, so I'm going down Rudy Yards Road. Now I've got the camcorder set on infrared and I've got my head torch on. And I'm just going to make my way down this eerie, dark, derelict, forgotten about lane. It's just giving me the creeps looking at it already. Because I just don't know what I'm going to... Let's just say this is hardly used. Well, it's hardly used as a normal path. Let's put it that way. It's maybe used for other things, but... things I do for a video, eh? If you look back at my YouTube channel, I've done other daft things like crazy stuff like going along the midnight walk along the haunted bridge at Balgie Park, Balgie Hill, or Balgie Cemetery Bridge. I've done a few of them actually. So that looks like a load of junk that's been polystyrene, it's been dumped. Now, the thing about the dangers with this is that you don't know what you're standing on, so you don't want to trip. You don't want to set yourself up to get mugged or attacked because you don't know who is about. So, I'm just on my own. I've done adventures with another YouTube channel, Explores 156, Blacks 156 Explores. I've done old abandoned hospital, Strathmartin Hospital, I've done old buildings. This is pretty creepy, pretty scary. It's really overgrown, really overgrown. Well, I don't have anybody with me on this one and on my own solely, so I've really got myself to defend myself. So let's just hope it doesn't get to that. What I need to defend myself is against tripping over anything and breaking my ankle or... What the fuck was that? Sorry about the language, but I kind of shat myself there a wee bit. Forgive my language. It's just reflex wordage when you're doing daft things like this. I don't know why I do it. I suppose it's a thrill for after my shift, eh? Most drivers just go home and I do normally, but sometimes I just like to go and do some crazy adventure like this. I don't know what the heck I'm going to see. Oh, this is just the infrared cam. That was a bird. I disturbed the bird. That's what that was. That was genuinely crapping myself. Bats, birds, flipping heck. There's another one. Because there's a lot of leaves that spring back, obviously. But the good thing about that is it keeps you on your toes. And that keeps you alert. It's healthy to be frightened when you do that, because then you're not going to become complacent. A little bit of a... Right, I'm going to get this head torch off before I don't want to be distracting any motorists, so this is just making my way on to East Dock Street, the main road, and that is the old... Actually, you know what, I'm going to go back up it. I'll show you what it's like here, but I'll turn off the head torch, and because it'll just distract drivers, so I don't want to be doing that. Right, so this is at the bottom. There's nobody around. This road is normally jumping with traffic. It's really busy. I wouldn't hear myself think. You wouldn't be able to hear me speak for noise of the traffic. It's just ridiculously loud. It's so busy. But at this time of night, it's great. So I'm going to head back up. I'm going to do a double challenge. I'm going to get in here before any motorists. Don't want them being startled. See, some nutter with a head torch on. Anyway, I don't know what's best. Maybe I'll keep this on colour this time. I had it on infrared going down. This time I'm going to have it in colour. So I'm going to go for the full Diamante. I'm going to back up it. No, I'm not overly keen on it, to be honest with you, but the thing about this is it's catching my blooming branches are just going right in my face. Ah, you bugger, you, that bloody branches are following me. I thought it was something rat or something. I don't know what the heck that was. I don't really have I've never had to beep any words out of my videos, but this time I might have to. Anyway, this is not really that funny, it's just stupidity, but fuck. The old lamp post up there. I'll try and angle it down a wee bit so you can see where just these jaggy nettles are. I keep checking my back, yeah, because you don't know what's behind us. So I'm just nervous. I keep hearing stuff as well, eh? It's probably just echoing. And I see that shiny stuff up there. That's just light reflecting off something shiny. I thought it was a torch or something, but it makes your senses go right up. There's an old style lamp post up there as well. I'll see if I could show you. No, I didn't. I think it was this time last year on my YouTube channel. I'd done a 3-part video called Old Streets and Forgotten Streets, Old Buildings and Forgotten Streets of Dundee, and this was one of the streets that I'd done. Nah, I can't really get that to. It's an old style lamppost, but I can't really show you the lamp. Maybe I should have had my handheld torch as well. Actually, give me a second, I might just see if I could try something here. Yeah. Needless to say, it isn't working. Right, I'm going to put this light on again because I'm approaching the road, so I don't want to be starting anybody. Right, so I made it down and back up again in one piece. So I'm going to get myself into the car and I'll tell you what my next place will be. Okay. Right, so I've done the Reedy Yards Road. It's quite terrifying actually, it's pretty scary that. But I got up and I got back down again in one piece. And there was a few times where I actually, got a right fright. So at least I had my guard up. So what I'm going to do now is a staircase, quite a big staircase back along there. I'm going to go there and get a video of that for you as well. I won't need this, so right. So the staircase that I want to have a look at is a staircase at South Baffin Street. So the road that in it now, this is Broughty Ferry Road, and South Baffin Street is up there, and there's a staircase up there that's quite I passed it earlier when I was driving on the number 5 bus. I had a wee look up here and this, I knew about it anyway, and I thought, I'm going to do a video of that. South Baffin Street. So I'll turn it around, we'll go and show you what it looks like. So it's basically South Baffin Street. I'm going away to video this staircase for you. So it looks quite an ancient sort of, well, it is an ancient set of stairs. I've not often used those. I don't want to talk too loud because it's quite late and I don't want to be disturbing anybody. But it looks quite appealing to have a wee adventure up. Little dark corners in there. So ancient railings. Why? No, I've got my torch with us. Just to see what, not my head torch, but my handheld torch. Wow. I never realised the extent of these stairs. See, this goes up to Victoria Road. I think Arbroath Road actually, not Victoria Road. You know, I've lived in Dundee all my life. And there's places that still surprise me. Right, Baffin Street goes to Arbroath Road up there. This is where it crosses Watson Street. And the stairs that I just climbed are down there. So I'm going to go back down them. So everything looks eerily quiet on the approach to midnight. Well, it's just after midnight now. It's just 10 past midnight. Everything's really, it is in Dundee anyway. And this is heading back down. Yeah, these old staircases have this kind of eeriness about them after midnight, you know, just dark and gloomy, like, maybe not gloomy, but just sort of eerie kind of imagination. And you watch too many 1950s black and white horror films and nah, it's not that bad really. I just thought I'd get that on video. It's quite it's just these little areas of Dundee that I don't really find myself at very often. So I choose the middle of the night to explore it. Okay, so this is just come down from Baffin Street stairs, or back onto South Baffin Street, where it meets Ferry Road, probably Ferry Road. I'll just make my way back to the car. Okay. So that's just another little bit of adventure. I've never explored that area very often. Can't remember the last time I was there. A very long time ago. I like a lot of these old buildings, old closes. Might even have a wee adventure in one of them. A couple of those I might like to show. I used to do that in the 90s when I was a teenager, and used to adventure the old Whitfield scarring blocks. The Whitfield housing scheme, the architecture of the buildings were amazing, but they were derelict. And I used to go in them, have a look, explore inside them and that. Me and my mates did that as well on Sundays when I was still at school, so it was a Sunday like that. Right, going to get in the car. Right, so I'll go and find another place to adventure. Okay. Right, so I'm at a nicer part of Dundee. It's at the V&A. So I'm going to make my way over to the Tay Road Bridge, and we'll get a wee bit of footage of the Tay Road Bridge after midnight. So it's quite a nice here during the day as well, obviously. This is a place where I feel a bit more relaxed, not on my guard. That's when you're at your most dangerous, by the way, because if your guard's down then you're at more risk of being caught off guard. So this is a new beach, sort of artificial beach thing they're doing. It's quite nice. It'll be, getting October's not really thinking of the beach in October. Saying that with the wacky weather we're getting and the crazy temperatures, you know, summer weather and winter and everything, well, who knows, it might be nice and warm. A heat wave. There's one day in September it was up to 30 degrees, and the next day it was raining. It was just the hottest day of the whole year. It was people along there. So what I'll do is I'll turn this on and show you the view of the Road. Before I forget to mention, that Rudy Yard, these lanes, any lanes like that, you've got to be careful you don't stand on anything like needles, junkies, needles, anything like that. These sort of disregarded areas, just got to be careful for the likes of that. And obvious, you know, you don't, if you're going there at night, you don't know who's there. You've got to be careful. So I'll turn it around and show you the River Tay and the Tay Road Bridge as well. Okay, that's this new beach area. That's the sightseeing wheel as well, which is quite good. That comes, I think it's every October, and the V&A's over there. And it's like the beach deck chairs I've got here as well. It's lovely up part. Bit more appealing. Well, then it's depends on who you are really. I mean, I quite like to see this and the other side of the spectrum, the areas where probably people wouldn't want to go and visit, but I want to learn. And you know, the areas that get talking about. Oops, it's just the thing there. So it's lovely, the River Tay. Lights sparkling off. That's the Tay Road Bridge, River Tay. That's the Grover to Fife, Newport, Wormit, and you can see the navigation lights on the Tay Rail Bridge over in the distance here. Right, so I'll just make my way over to the bridge for you. So I'm just on the approach to the bridge. You've got the stairs. You can go up via the stairs if you want, or you can take the lift. I'm going to take the lift this time. Nice and colourful. So I'm going to take the lift. Right. 12:25. I'm going up the Tay Bridge. So normally the Tay Road Bridge is usually really busy. If you're walking across it, wear earplugs or something, or play music through your headphones, because the traffic is quite loud. And as it's going over the joints in the bridge, you get the tyres bumping over it as well. And if you've got bikes, push bike, you can just lift comes in really handy for that. Just one car, so about that. Another one coming the other way. So normally you wouldn't hear me, where the traffic is like, normally really loud. And as I say, when the tyres go over these joints, you get that clatter. It's a racket, you know. Right, I'll turn it around, I'll show you, Okay. So, Tay Road Bridge, Dundee's Tay Road Bridge. And it is, it's only going to be, you want to get it as quiet like this at this time of night. Unless obviously for anything extraordinary. Like 2020 was extraordinary, so it didn't have to be midnight for it to be this quiet. So it's Dundee's waterfront. It's development work being done there, and they have the artificial beach sort of area, but I parked up there and I walked along that path there. I came up the elevator or the lift. And it's a 1.5 mile walk from here to Fife. And if you're obviously walking back again, you consider that as well, 3 miles. It's slightly uphill, a very slight gradient going up. Now if you're walking on the bridge, it's best just to keep to one side, because you've got push bikes that'll pass you at some speed, so you've got to be aware of that. Don't just sort of stagger about all over the place, just kind of beware of push bikes, because this is heavily used with push bikes, and so just be careful for that. I've cycled along this bridge as well, and when I've seen somebody, especially when their backs towards us, like approaching them on the back, and wary, because they don't know what way they're going to move. So Dundee's Tay Road Bridge. the middle of the night. Breath of fresh air. See, that's the joins. You know, there's these joins every so many yards, and during the day it's really definitely. Apart from that, it's a nice walk. It's a good walk. It's really nice. It can be really windy as well, so you've got to be expect a lot of wind. So, go down the stairs this time. I'll turn it around, I'll show you. So I took the lift coming up, I'll go down. You've got the choice. Obviously if you've got a push bike or a pram or a wheelchair, the lift's always there. Well, it's meant to be available all the time for you, so and they've obviously got the stairs as an option as well. So it's just looking between the legs of the bridge, the Tay Road Bridge. That's the oil rigs in the distance there. And this area, oh, that's the city quay. Dundee City Quay it's called. That's the bridge control. He's probably watching what I'm doing, no surprising. You're wondering what I'm doing at this time of night week. Who cares? Doing nothing wrong. There's no curfew yet. Right, so I'll just make my way back to the car. A couple of minutes. Just back to the V&A there. And I'll go and choose somewhere else to adventure. This is one of the nicer ones, the nicer parts. Unlike the, well, it's a bit more, bit cleaner, bit safer maybe in that respect than the other place. Not the stair, but the Rudy Yards lane was a wee bit rough. The staircase was okay. It's used all the time. It's just quite an adventure for me. I've never really used that staircase often at all. I can't remember the last time I used it. I hope you could hear me alright, but I'm covering this microphone up and it's a bit windy, so. Right, so I'll make my way back to the car and I'll make my way to the next place where I'm going to go to, okay? Right, so that's us back in the car and going away to go to somewhere maybe a bit less glamorous. There was an old disused mill in this area where I'm going to go. It's Douglas Street. Looks kind of creepy, so a bit eerie. So I might need the head torch on for that one. Okay, I'll see you up there, okay? Right, at the next stop,